Yo, 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 yo. I just figured I'd get live here, maybe talk some sports with some people. Post it here. Get a couple people on here. See if got somebody on here. Yo, yo, yo. How about no? See a little football tonight. Football tonight. Whoa. That is loud. Pat McAfee. Joey B. Burrow's Bengals' biggest disappointment. Not good. Not looking good. Yo, yo, yo. Talk some sports or whatever. Just kind of sitting on here. Try to get some people. Bullshit a little bit. Before I got to go get the little one. The asshole of them all. They're all talking about Bengals and Burrow right now. Poor guy. I got some people on here. If anybody want to talk about some sports or what's going on in the real world, the real and raw world. My boy Dan probably over there working hard at General Mills right now while I'm on the Real and Raw live podcast. He probably hating me once he sees it. He's over there slinging pizzas to the people. Pizzas to the people. Game tonight. If you guys are into them Washington Commanders or Chicago Bears, watch out. Probably going to be disappointing. Yo, yo, yo. Just watching the TV up there. We have a TV right behind you guys. I think Sunday morning we're going to do a watch along. I think that'll be fun. We'll put the TV back here so you guys can watch the game. Early morning London game. Should be fun. Should be fun. Fun, fun, fun. What I should be doing is running up that hill up there because I'm supposed to be playing in a flag football tournament this month. Supposed to be. That's the thing. See if I can tag some people in here. Charlie Brown or Adam. Just bullshitting Dusty Burns. Just watching a little sports up here. See if anybody want to talk about some sports, about what's going on, the game tonight. Bengals, the Eagles, whatever. I mean, sometimes when we're in these podcasts, it's hard for people to get conversations or questions or whatever out. Got a little free time. Figured I might as well throw up. Just me and you. Yeah, right now, there's been a few bouncing in and out of here. 4 in here right now. Talk about your Brownies if you're excited for them. Bengals, Browns, Philly, the Commanders and Bears tonight. Adam Smith. People talk some sports. You should win this week. Is that how you feel, Dusty Burns? Or are you just blowing smoke? Should be an easy bye week, right? But the following week after the bye week, you ain't winning that one. But I mean, you could. I guess you could. I mean, you play the Niners. I mean, there's always hope, but got to do something. Better figure something out after his bye. Give Watson a little time to get healthy. I mean, he looked okay. Gave him another week to heal up and get the mind right. Maybe get a massage. He probably always plays better after a massage. He probably should get one before and after the game. I think he should. If he gets a massage, he should throw for 350 and 3 touchdowns. He might throw an interception because he's excited and he's just slinging it. But I still think he should be all right. See if old B will maybe tag him. I still think he should be all right. Brandon Wilson. Dusty Burns. You go to Scotty's a lot? Scotty's on first. You go there a lot? We went there a couple days ago and ate. We got lunch. Me and Bob and Dad. Joel Embiid to play for Team USA. Team USA is going to be loaded 2024. All these high star people committing now. Why didn't they commit last year? I mean, they should commit every year whenever they're in it and they're good. I mean, why do you want to come out now and say you're committed? I guess better late than never. But my boy LeBron will be there, dominating the floor. Yo, Dennis Church. Did Crew win this weekend? Are you talking about soccer? Because I have no clue, bro. I don't watch soccer. Obviously, you don't either because you didn't know. What's up, Dennis Church? Yeah, I don't watch that. I can look it up for you. I ain't going to sit here and tell you, yeah, I watched that. October 4th, 2-1. They won. They won. October 7th, they play Atlanta United. Dennis Church. What do you think of Brownie's going to do after his bye? They got the Niners. Hockey started this week. Baseball ending. Football in full swing. Great time to be alive. Yeah, I mean, I don't like hockey either. Baseball's blah to me. I don't really care to watch it. I enjoy watching it like Leroy and coaching it, but I don't like watching it on TV. Football's in full swing, that's for sure. Still don't know who's who though, really. I mean, I feel like after 4 weeks, I still don't know who's who. I mean, I know you got a couple solid teams. Lose against the Niners, then maybe go on a run. Man, Browns got to do something. If they plan on being in this thing. I know your division's been weird, and I still believe some teams are going to come up and change, but I don't know. One of you is going to. Either the Steelers, the Bengals, or the Browns. I think one of them's got to flip. We should go. I would go to a hockey game with you. I'd really go anywhere with you, but I'd go to a hockey game with you. It's kind of brutal. It'd be fun. Dennis Church. I don't know, buddy. I mean, you got a good chance. I mean, I think the Browns are decent. You have a really good defense. But let's see, you got after the Niners, you got the Colts is winnable. Seattle's tough. Cardinals is winnable. Ravens is tough. Steelers still undecided on what they are. And we know they have a good defense and they have good playmakers. Broncos, I mean, I think that could be a win. Rams are tough. Jaguars are tough. I mean, you guys have a tough schedule. Browns have a pretty tough schedule. Then they end it with the Jets and the Bengals. December 28th, the Jets. I say Rodgers be back by then. I say you'll see the Browns and the Aaron Rodgers-led Jets December 28th. I'd say he's ready. Rodgers ready to come back. Miracle. He believes in miracles, he says. Maybe his time in the dark helps him heal faster. Maybe it's like that hyperbaric chamber, but it's just a dark. Sitting in there meditating for days helps him heal faster. Something. Dennis Church, do you still believe you're best in that division? I mean, are you really believing that? I know you're pretty honest with what you say. That's why I ask you. CJ Stroud tearing it up. I think the Ravens are the best. Man, even unhealthy is what's crazy. But I mean, you guys just been disappointing, and the Bengals has been disappointing, and Steelers in my eyes have been disappointing. I had them at 1 before the year started. I just believe their defense would let them, and I think I believe Kenny Pickett was going to take a step, not be huge, but take a step. Because he's got some decent weapons around him, but Najee's been disappointing. Kenny Pickett's just been sad. I don't know. They've played some tough teams, but last weekend was embarrassing. Last week was embarrassing. Seen Cam Hayward on one of the sports shows today said that it was like a smack in the mouth. He said that people's been practicing like they ain't been practicing all year. So we'll see. We will see. Ravens are good. OBJ comes back. I think they'll be scary. But if they can stay healthy, I mean, Lamar running around ain't going to happen all the time. You ain't going to be able to run around and stay healthy. I mean, it's just the way too many bodies flying at you to take an injury. I mean, your chances just go up. That's not bad. Yeah, I mean, then that's good. Like I said, I mean, last year the Bengals started off terrible and they ended up winning the division. I still think the Bengals haven't played their best football yet, but I mean, they lost some players on defense. And their offensive line still been their offensive line. Even if they spend a lot of money on it, they're still terrible. I don't understand it. That Lowell Collins, I'm pretty sure they released him, and heck, they spent some money on that cat. Dusty Burns, I think we should try to convince Brian to move down here. I thought about that earlier. I was seeing pictures of him on there and his kid and stuff. I was like, man, I ain't even got to like meet his kid or anything. It's cool. It's crazy. Crazy how time flies. Who you got this? Who you got tonight, Dennis Church? Chicago at Washington. Who you got? Chicago at Washington. Who you got? Who you got, Burns? Who you got, Church? Washington. Washington's tough. They got a good defense. Sam Howell came out and played last week, especially versus Philly's defense. I figured me and Den get a Washington by 10. Ooh. Me and Den will get a show in before all football starts this weekend. Early Sunday morning. We're gonna watch a London game. Be fun. Washington by 10's a lot. When's the Bengals by? I don't know. I'll look real quick. Bengals. Don't expect it to be close. Man, it's hard to say at times. I think it's this week too. No, it's not. No, it's not. Next week. So they play the 15th, and then they don't play again until the 29th. So they play Cincinnati plays Seattle this week, which is going to be tough. Then they get a bye week. Then they play the Niners. Whew. So let me guess, the old Beaver parties this Saturday, Al? Is that what you're trying to tell me? The Beaver parties this Saturday? Man, we've had some good times there. We're having a Halloween party in a couple weeks, Al. In Dennis Church. You know about it though, Dennis. You're coming. Ain't gotta dress up. We're just gonna party. We're just going to party. Bears defense is bad. I agree. Bears a lot is bad. The quarterback play is bad. Wide receivers bad. Coaches and coordinators bad. The Bears are in trouble. And I seen like if it ended today, they'd have the first and second pick. If the Bears ended today, they would have the first and second pick in the draft. What do you do? I mean, what do you do, Dennis? If you're the Bears GM, what do? You really go after another quarterback? I know it's Caleb Williams, but come on. We might have to make an appearance, Al. We might have to make an appearance. Not me. I trade one and draft Harrison at 2. I think I would too. Den is at work, King Tilly. You should be joining me here, King Tilly. At least I'd have some entertainment. We could talk Raider football. Anytime after 3:30. All right, now. Be hard to mess with another rookie quarterback, Church, but it is Caleb Williams. I mean, I know he's like the highest prospect and Patrick Mahomes look alike, and it's like, man, that's a lot. Oh, yeah. You'll be in here soon, King Tilly. Got a nice spot for you right here. Nice spot for you. It's hard not to. King Tilly, what do you think? We're talking about Chicago here, and if the season ended today, you got the first and second pick. Do you trash Fields? I mean, do you trade Fields? Yeah, I mean, he probably would have to set a year, but I don't. I mean, I get it. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I'd do either. I know Den and them would hate on it because Fields is trash or whatever, but it's hard to just knock him out after a couple years. Hard to knock him out. Hard to knock any quarterback out, really. I mean, I think Ritter's plays worse than his, but hell, if you look at it, Ritter might have more yards. But Fields makes plays. I mean, he does. He runs and makes plays, but that don't always win you games and get you hurt. Then you're out for a couple games or 3 or 4 games out of the year, and then your backup's got to play. I mean, that sucks. Caleb Williams 1, Martin Harrison 2. I mean, that's big. What do you do? Trade Fields? What are you going to get out of Fields? A third or something? But I mean, I think Fields would have the job soon. I think he would. I mean, I don't think he's going to sign with a team that he's going to be a backup, right? I mean, that's just my opinion. And you definitely got to get Harrison, Trey Lance level package. Yeah, I mean, it could be. I know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's going to be teams that would jump up and try to help to get the one if you didn't want Williams at 1. I mean, there's going to be teams jumping up after him. Raiders, I mean, and more will come out. Heck, if Pickett don't pin out, Steelers might be trying to look to move up. I mean, I've seen some crazy stuff about like Watt and Pickens and like 3 first to try to get Caleb. I mean, that stuff's crazy. Crazy, dog. How you going to trade TJ Watt, best player in the league, probably? That's crazy. Crazy. Kyler? I mean, Kyler wouldn't be bad. Imagine if you got Kyler and then you still had the first and second pick or something. That wouldn't be bad. I don't know. I don't know what you'd do. I mean, if you could probably trade the first. If you wasn't getting Caleb and there wasn't someone else like a wide receiver or lineman or something, I mean, you probably wouldn't go back-to-back wide receivers because you're getting Harrison. Yo, Justin Roman. That's a Den's dude there. Just talking some football. I get it. I mean, I get it, Church. I just don't know what you do. I mean, Chicago's in some shambles right now. They are, and if they lose again tonight, my goodness. And Washington's no joke. I mean, Washington's not scrubs. They've played some tough teams. They lost to the Bills and the Eagles. That's tough teams. Let's see what their remaining schedule looks like. Next few games. Commanders tonight. And then they got the Vikings, which Vikings will probably beat them. Then they got the Raiders. Trap game tonight, unless Washington defense holds up. Yeah, it is a trap game. I agree. But, I mean, I think both teams can win. I really do. I think both teams are, capable of winning. I think Washington's defense can definitely shut out Fields, though. I think their defensive line's really good. And they're not going to run the ball. I mean, it was hard for Philly, one of the best running offenses in the league, to run on them. And I think Chicago's not going to run on them unless it's Fields. And that's just scrambling. I've been on, 25 minutes here, Brandon Wilson. Just bullshitting, really. Hanging out, just talking, getting some stuff on here, poking a little, preview of stuff, the game, hanging out, talking to some of the dudes. Jets and Broncos this week. 1-3, 1-3. Must win for both teams, really. Especially if Rodgers plans on coming back, which I don't know how that's possible, but he believes it. He believes he's coming back. It's good to see Josh Sweat. Not Josh Sweat. Man, they fly through them people in there. That guy ain't got a helmet on. I don't know who that was. I showed somebody, but he disappeared. Watching TV up here. There's a TV behind you. You guys see me looking up over there? You think anyone expects anyone to ball out tonight? I mean, anyone to put up some numbers? Scary Terry? Think Scary Terry puts up, I don't know, 100-some yards, 2 tutties? He's good. Dotson, Jahan Dotson. Sam Howell, somebody. Somebody's going to dominate. Field started off good last week, man. Field started off good. He really did. I was looking at some numbers, and he was like 12 for 12, and then Den told me he was like 16 for 16 at one time, and I think that's crazy. And then everyone, I mean, I know they're dinking dunks, but I mean, sometimes it's just how it is. He ain't got a true number one. I mean, he's got a gadget dude, but he ain't got a true number one. He ain't got a number one guy to come out there and for sure it's going to beat that cornerback every time. You don't have that. 150 for Scary Terry. Whoo, that's scary. What's up, Cody Clarkson? Just talking some sports, hanging out with my friends. The very few that I have in life. Get in their hands and let them work. I don't know. They got to do something, dude. They got to get somebody. They should have traded for Hopkins or something. They definitely should have got somebody. I mean, I know Hopkins ain't like my God, but he at least show some of them guys. I feel bad for Justin. I know Den hates him and Den says he's a total trash can. Because we don't like the Buckeyes, but I'd like for Justin Fields to kind of ball out or somebody. Chicago, I agree, and that's what I said. But I mean, CJ Stroud ain't got much either. He's throwing good. I mean, sometimes it's the way it is. And I mean, the last ball he threw an interception in overtime, it was tipped. I mean, a lot of people giving him shit on it, but it's tipped. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Stroud's balling nobody. So I said, he is. Tank Dell is good, but I mean, he ain't been proven to be number one, being a number one guy. I mean, come on. I know he's putting up some numbers, but he probably putting up numbers because CJ Stroud's putting up numbers. I mean, somebody's got to put them up if kids throwing them. Oh, for sure. I mean, I probably, and probably sooner and later, especially with stats, if CJ keeps balling. Yeah, but you can't do that. I mean, now you're living in a fantasy world. I get that. But, I mean, you're still just what ifs, a lot of what ifs. A lot of what ifs. Just because he had him don't mean he can sling it out there and get it to him. I mean, them guys chase his dog. But a lot of what ifs there. I wish you could. I wish you could get him a dog. And I've always said that you got to build a team before you put a quarterback in there. I mean, that's just my firm believing that you have to build a team. That you got to put defense on pieces. You got to start on the lines. Then you got to start working your way back, have a good lockdown corner. And then on offense, you got to start on the line. You know what I mean? Get you a good dog out on the end. Get you a good running back or a couple running backs that you can fit in there that's decent. Have a good system. And I agree, Church. And then, you know what I mean? Then put you a quarterback in there. And if that quarterback don't ball out, and then you can still start putting some pieces around them more once you already have the foundation built, just like Philly did. I mean, once they had Devontae in them, and I mean, they had Miles Sanders, but then eventually you just keep piecing it out a little bit, and you're putting some more weapons around them. You get their dogs. Once you find a quarterback, you get them a dog. Yeah, Philly's good. I mean, and Philly has a good running game, and then running game's where it's at. Then some of the Philly fans mad because they don't like first game. AJ Brown them didn't get many yards. Like you go with what's winning, dude. You're 4-0. I mean, you can't be better than that. Yeah, your stats could be throwing for 500 yards, but I mean, who cares? You're winning ball games. You're running the football, and if this isn't Philly's best they can be yet, then hold on. You know what I mean? Hold on. The defensive line's playing good. Jalen Carter, a couple fumbles already, sack and a half. Fletch Cox getting in there, playing a lot of snaps, healthy still. I mean, he little hurt and banged up now, but I mean, still getting a lot of snaps in for an older veteran and wanting in there, wanting to play. And the young guy's still getting a lot of snaps too. Cornerback's been banged up. Safety's been banged up. Chalk Dog Reed Blankenship is a dog. He is a dog. I know Dan don't like him, saying C.J. Gardner-Johnson better or whatever, but Chalk Dog is a dog. Reed Blankenship. I got to get a Reed Blankenship jersey. Dude's a dog. Hurts run game. Oh, yeah, it helps. Absolutely it helps. I mean, just like Mahomes helps, Burrow helps, Allen helps, Lawrence helps. All them guys can run. If you can run, Watson, all them guys, all good quarterbacks are mobile now. And that's just the way it is. And a mobile quarterback is better. And if you got it gives you another option. Not only do you got to read the running back, you got to read the wide receiver, and you got to read the quarterback. You got to read the tight end. I mean, you're not just not worried about the quarterback. He can't move. Fields needs a lot. Fields needs help. They've all, like I said, you got to build a team around him before you put a quarterback in there. They ain't got a team yet. He's going to get a lot of hate because the quarterback and coach does. It's just the way it is. Because there's the captains of the team. Just the way it is. What it is. Yeah. And that sometimes that's what that's what it boils down to. I mean, you see some of the quarterbacks. I mean, look at RG3, man. He was the dog. And he got hurt and banged up. Sometimes it's the way it is. Guys, go put yourself out there on the line. Yeah, they need a line first. And like we said, Church, that's where you got to start at. You got to start to put them guys on the line and let them do their thing, man. Philly has a good offensive line. I mean, they do. They started there. A good team usually has a good offensive line. That's why the Bengals are falling apart, and because Burrow can't get them around, and Burrow's hurt, and it's not all Burrow's fault either. But, he got paid all this money and he's not doing nothing. You're crazy. If he wasn't doing nothing, the guy got hurt and he still wants to play football. It's not like the coach is like, you have to go out there and play. Not the case. Joe Burrow's out there because Joe Burrow wants to be out there. He is a football dude. He wants to play football. Guaranteed. I'm not a big Burrow fan. I mean, Bengals are okay. I like the Bengals. I want them to win at times, not versus certain teams, but I like watching players and stuff develop. I mean, Burrow came from around here. Obviously, I don't want to knock on the dude. He's been balling out. Yeah, they did, Church, and it probably for a few years. I mean, I seen a lot of them, dude. A lot of them boys are signed for like the 25 to 27, 2025, 2027 range. The younger guys are only going to get contracts they ain't even got yet. So, yeah, we're set up for a while. But, I mean, that don't mean we're going to win anything, but we're set up to win some games. For sure we should. I mean, I don't believe in going to go and run through everything. I mean, that ain't going to happen. There's too many good teams. I know, Clarkson, you hate Burrow. I get it, dude. You hate Burrow. You love the Buckeyes. And probably the most biased guy I know. Well, Burrow's good. Hate all you want. Burrow is still a top 4 quarterback. You'll make it to a champ. We should. I mean, we should, but sometimes things happen and it don't go their way. I mean, fields or like play fields or refs or play calling or sometimes it's just anything, any little thing. Inches. Football's played by inches sometimes. They're not in the NFL, but if you win games, it gets you to the right place. Absolutely it does. And it gives you a chance, you know what I mean? And then it makes you have a fun. It makes the NFL fun for you. I mean, as a Browns fan, I mean, I know you've been a Browns fan for a while, but man, they went for a while. And Philly did for a few years through some quarterbacks and stuff. It was rough. Kevin Kolb and them. But you guys went through some years too with some terrible quarterbacks. And I mean, sometimes that's the way it is. I mean, Carolina and them's going through some times. They got Bryce now, but they had a little bit of getting some people. And right now, look at New Orleans. They're going through some guys trying to sign some. Raiders are going through that. Hurts is better. Hurts is better than Burrow? Nah, probably not. You just don't like Burrow, and I'm a realist. And unfortunately, Burrow is probably a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. Hurts to say that sometimes, like what I did there, but he is probably a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. But you would, because you don't like him. I get you would take him any day, but that's just because you don't like him. I get it, Church. That's rough. 25 is a lot. Do you miss Baker? Dennis Church, are you a Baker fan or are you a Watson fan? We both got a top wide receiver core, though. I mean, Hurts does too. I would probably take Burrow over Fields. Absolutely. We said over Hurts, not Fields. He said he'd rather have Hurts. Who would you rather have, Church? Baker or Walton? Baker is better. I mean, he's not better. I mean, maybe right now, but his stats ain't probably better. Watson was a dog a few years ago, but don't mean nothing now. Watson was a dog. I'm a Browns quarterback fan, but I wish the best for Baker. I agree. Baker's a fighter, definitely. I think Baker likes football more than Watson does. I think Baker loves football. I think football is a job for Watson that he knows he is good at and he can make a lot of money. Baker does got energy, but I think Watson's a better. Watson was better. Is better right now. It's tough. But Baker's got some dogs around him too to make him look good and to help. So he's not throwing the scrums. And he had some games in the Rams that he played well too, but he had some good players there too. Yeah, he was. I mean, he was good at one point. He was a top 5 quarterback at one point in the league. Now he's not top 15. And that's just because he's missed out. I mean, he ain't been around. The league changes, speed. It probably only gets faster every couple of years, honestly. And it just keeps getting faster and faster and faster. And quarterback, I mean, you have to play that. Your eyes has to be everywhere. I mean, you got to see the field. You got to replays. I mean, new plays come in and new plays change and coordinators and schemes and, I mean, different teams with what you was with and wide receivers and line and the way they, I mean, everything is different. Everything. For sure. Absolutely. If he can sit back and throw, he's definitely better than Baker throwing. I agree. And he's more mobile, but I just think Baker has more drive. I think he's more of a football player. He loves football. Yeah, but I'm not big on Titans. I'm not big on Titans being good at much of anything. Besides their coach, Den loves their coach. Top 5 coach in the league, he says. Out of some of these teams right now, you guys, it's kind of on the downfall. And don't say Browns, Dennis Church. Clarkson, if you're watching the NFL at the time, who you think's coming up? Like, I know, I mean, you can say Browns if you really mean it, but like you got Pittsburgh, you got Cincinnati, you got Cleveland, you got the Colts, I mean, Houston, Jacksonville, the Rams, Washington, Green Bay. I mean, there's a few teams that's like 500, And I mean, I know it's on the breaks, it's early. How do you think the Colts? I mean, they're going to do better, Roman. They got to do better. I mean, I'm not big on Richardson, but I like him. I wish the best for him. I mean, he's a mobile quarterback. He's going to make some plays. I mean, heck, you're going to take pressure off the kid. Now, as a defense, you got to guard one of the best running backs in the league and a new, young, fast, energetic quarterback. I mean, I think it's going to make it happen. They really have Philly's offense coordinator, man, making some moves for him, dude. I mean, they played with Philly. I mean, he coordinated Philly for a while, seen how everything was, the layout for him, offensive line, some play call with a mobile quarterback. I mean, I think they'll be okay. And that division's wide open. So you imagine Colts winning that division, dude, that would blow everyone's freaking mind. Really would. No one expected that. Jacksonville should be running the show down there. Man, they are shitting the bed for some reason. They got some weapons too. And Trevor Lawrence is good. I like Dougie P. Him and Big Dick Nick. Yeah, it is, Justin. It's definitely wide open. And a rookie quarterback could win that. But, I mean, Taylor should put that on his back and say, hey, this division's open. I want it. You know what I mean? I'll get my money. I want it. I want to show you that. I want this. Washington ain't looking bad. I agree, Clarkson. I mean, like I said, some of the teams that's like 500 in the league, they're not bad. Washington's not bad. They got 4 first-round draft picks on the line, dude. They're stacked. Their defensive line should be stacked. Sam Howell, he's balling out. A couple good weapons, wide receiver. Brian Robson's good. Texans playing tough too, but I still think pump the brakes on that. Pump the brakes on the Texans. I know you're a big Stroud fan, but pump the brakes. Jacksonville's so disappointing. I agree, Dennis Church, so disappointing. How the hell are you going to be like that? No, their defense, but man, they got defense mind coach, dude. They're going to draft defense, pick up defense, and defense how you win ball games. Defense is how you win ball games. Totally agree with that. 2:00. Been on here for about 45 minutes. I like it. Jacksonville is done with each season since Trevor came in, start bad, end up in the playoffs. Dude, yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Their division's been weak. And, I mean, they've been skating to get in. I agree. Defense will figure out Stroud. And, Roman, I agree. I mean, like I said, that division's wide open. But if Colts goes on here and wins some games, let me look at their schedule real quick. I mean, Houston could too. Don't get me wrong. I ain't Titans. I ain't big on Titans. I believe you stop that running game, they're in trouble. I believe if you stop that running game, they're in trouble. Well, you got the Titans and Colts this week, it looks like. Titans and Colts and Jags. So next 2 weeks, that's going to help out division. You'll find something out. Then the Colts and the Browns. So in 2 weeks, that division will kind of be settled in on who's leading it. Be making some plays happen here. I have no faith in Ryan. Me neither. I really don't. I have no faith in Ryan Tannehill. He's not mobile. He can't hardly throw. I mean, but they got rid of his main weapon. I know they got Treylon Burks now, but not a big. I mean, he's young, but they got rid of AJ Brown. Thank you. Come on, how you gonna win? You getting rid of your best dude. One of your best. I don't get it. How you gonna win ball games like that? I think it's time to see what you got in Malik Willis. I think it's time. I think it's time to see what you got. If you ain't got nothing, let it go bad. Then you draft somebody. I mean, they said Levis has been terrible too. But dude puts mayonnaise and everything. It's gross. Now you pick somebody like that anyway. You just got a quarterback in like the 5th round in Willis, and you kind of believed in him. Now what do you do? I see you put one of them out. You pick whoever you think's the best. They said Malik had the best training game, and he's like number 2. But you see who you believe in the most, as in talent, as in the way they come prepared, the way they're teammates. You know what I mean? And whoever you believe in, and the GM and the coach believes in, go with him. Give him the next few weeks, see what he's got. Let Tannehill kind of coach him, because you don't believe in Tannehill the next few years. You got to figure out now. I mean, I'd probably get rid of Henry and then just start building. I mean, these are Henry's last few years anyway, probably. I'd send him off somewhere for a second round pick or something and go with it. Draft you another wide receiver heavy draft. Go get, I mean, you could. You get to his brother. I mean, there'll be people in the draft you can get or look at, or Kyler will be out there. I mean, there's players you can get, but going back to what I said earlier, you got to build a team first. You have to build a team. You have to, before you go putting a quarterback, expect them to win. But if you're lucky and have a 6th-round quarterback there that's going to pan out and it's cheap, then go put players around him. Then I would still get rid of Henry because he's older and you're not ready to win now. You know what I mean? But I would go and get some players. I mean, go trade Henry for an early pick or something and try to get a good wide receiver. I mean, they say this is a heavy wide receiver draft. I mean, you ain't got to go after one Harrison. I mean, go get somebody else. Heck, go get Bowers out of Georgia. He's good. A good tight end, 3rd down wide receiver. Get something good out of here. Absolutely. I agree, Justin. Go get something good out of him. Like I said, you might not be able to get a first because they know there's a lot of wear on him. But even if you get a high second, I mean, it's still good. You ain't going to get that soon. I mean, yeah, Lambert. I mean, there's plenty of weapons out there in the draft that's coming that you could get. Or if you're and you need a quarterback, then now you know. Instead of shambling around with Tannehill another year, and then next year comes, you're like, well, maybe we should try Malik now. And it's like, really? Now it's another year, so 2 years going to be wasted if Malik's a bum? And he could be good. I mean, it could be maybe like a Jordan Love decent come out. But, I mean, he's not learning from Aaron Rodgers, and this guy wasn't that early of a pick, so I don't know. You're going to have to figure something out, and you're going to better do it early. If not, you're just going to be bottom of the tier, and your ticket sales are going to go down, and your fans are going to go away, and then your season's going to be crazy. Got to have to do something. And I mean, I like Vrabel. Vrabel's a good coach, but he's not going to be a good coach if you have a bad team. He's going to lose games, and then they're not going to believe in him because he's losing games. I mean, you can't expect a coach to win all these games with bad players. I mean, he's not Bill Belichick. It's the way it is. Now look at Belichick. He's got rid of all of his players, and now it's just people he's drafted or whatever, and Patriots are falling apart. And now that's the worst Belichick's lost in a game. His legacy and everyone. Ryan's another one you can get something decent for and play. Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can get something. Yeah, I mean, someone will take him. Heck, Jets might even take him. I mean, I know they probably believe in Zach, but it'd still be competition. And if Sam Howell didn't pan out, they'll go after somebody. Or if Bryce don't pan out, they'll go get somebody. I mean, there's going to be a team that's going to reach out and want a quarterback. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it pans out. And you get somebody out of Tannehill. I mean, heck, get some picks. Get some picks here. Give it to one of the young guys. Say, here you go. This is yours. Next year, if you play okay and there's spotlight and potential, we will not draft a quarterback first pick. We will go get you help, an offensive line. We'll go get you a wide receiver or a dominant tight end and go from there. Raiders, if they don't like Jimmy, yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I know they just spent money on, but there's going to be people. There's going to be people that's going to be like, hey, we need a quarterback and we're going to get one. We'll give up a 3rd round for him. And guess what? You just got another 3rd round pick. That can go be another good offensive lineman or a defensive lineman or wide receiver or, you know what I mean? There's going to be potential in picks. Stack them up, baby. Stack up in picks. That's what Philly does. Philly stacks up in picks. And then when the time comes, you can draft around. Oh, we got a 3rd, trade you. Okay, at least the other team, they feel like they got something out of it. They got a 3rd and a decent player, and you snuck away with a good player. I mean, that happens every year in a draft. If you got those picks stacked up, you might be able to work something out. Might be able to work that Howie magic, baby. That Howie magic. There's a bunch of potential. There's some players and some teams that you could sit back from like my standpoint and be like, hey, this is what you should do. Obviously it's way harder than that, than what I make it sound easy, but sometimes it's mind blowing that you're wondering what the hell are you thinking? Just like offensive coordinators, and then as a fan, it's easy to think, what the hell was that guy thinking at that time? I know Den says it every week, Matt Canada. What the hell is he thinking? They hate him. Den hates him. But a lot of the Steelers fans do. I know Sherwood don't like him either. I've seen Sherwood and Lighty and a bunch of the guys talking about him. I went to Oklahoma on the TV right now. Any other teams you want to talk about? Like what you do? I mean, what'd you do if you're New Orleans here, Justin Roman? You gonna roll with the quarterbacks you got? You happy with that? I mean, you got some weapons everywhere. You got some good wide receivers. Your defense is tough. You gonna ride it out? Derek Carr, Jameis Winston, 1-2. Get a quarterback. You better. You gonna get there. You ain't gonna pick high. You ain't gonna have a high pick. That's what I said. You ain't gonna have a high pick. You're winning football games. You got an average quarterback and you're winning football games. You ain't gonna get a good quarterback. Unless you trade, then you get what you're gonna trade. And Olave and them, there goes all your talent. Michael Thomas. They have weapons, just haven't put it together yet. Give it two more games and they'll click. So you believe in Carr? You think Carr will keep him going? I mean, I think Carr's okay. He puts up some yards at times. And he seems like he has a little drive factor at times. You see a little spark, a little energy. Ride it out. I mean, I'm with it. I mean, I know it's early. To ride it out. I know it's early to be like, God, you can't give up on Carr either. But what do you do? He's better than Tannehill, but not by a lot, I don't think. I mean, Tannehill has some games he's decent too. I bet their stats are closer than what you probably think. Not a Winston fan at all. Man, I know he puts up some yards sometimes. He throws a lot of interceptions, a lot of touchdowns, but that don't win you football games either, man. That's why he's a backup. It's fun to watch him play sometimes. Just like Gardner Minshew, it's fun to watch him play sometimes because he's fun, but not very good. No, he ain't scared. He's stupid. Sometimes you got to be stupid. He'll sling her. He don't care. I like that, Raymond. Hot trash. I like it. Man, I get it. What do you do? We'll go to Phillies division here, Roman. What do you do if you're New York Giants? What do you do if you're the New York Giants? Just signed Danny Dimes, a big deal. Saquon's not very happy. Your wide receiver core, man, you're not throwing to your rookie that looks like he has some of the best potential on the team. You're not throwing to him. I mean, what do you do? Dabo? What do you do there, Roman? What do you do, Justin Roman? What do you do if you're the Giants? Daniel Jones, Vanilla Vic, as Ratchford and Den calls him. Giants done, Clarkson says. I don't know about done, but it ain't good for them. I mean, they could come back, but the only thing, vision's tough. We're falling apart, man. I hate to talk about it. So you must be a Giants fan. Well, I'm sorry. You have some players. Since it's your team, what would you like to see? I mean, do you like Danny Dimes? I mean, there's potential there. He's good coach. Division is tough. That's what I mean. You're not in a scrub division where you can lose 4 or 5 games early and then turn around. I mean, you have to win games early now. Philly and the Cowboys. I mean, Washington's no scrubs. The division's tough. Cowboys got a tough game this weekend. I hope they get throttled. Cowboys get throttled by 50. Vision is tough. He has moments where it's like, I can live with that, but then it's like, dude, I agree. And I mean, that's the thing and he's a little mobile. So like we said earlier, that mobile quarterbacks are a little better. And I mean, he helps because he can move around. He had a hell of a run that one time on Philly and tripped up. But man, I just don't understand it. Sometimes his throws is like, what are you doing? But is it the play call? Is it him? And his weapons around him are a little sketchy. Waller, I like Waller a lot. And he's not being used as it should. The Jalen Hyatt, like I said, the rookie, I mean, that dude has had some potential, and he's got some couple catches in some games, and it's like, come on, keep throwing him the ball. So I'd like to see him. I mean, heck, he could be Whoop, number one real quick. Put him on the number one outside slot real fast, and it's like, let him be there. Let him cook. But whatever. Saquon doing Saquon things. Would you pay Saquon? Would you like to keep him for another few years? Or would you just say, hey, we better dump him for a second and just dump him? Because you're not going to get Christian McCaffrey picks out of him like you wanted. We don't pay Saquon what he wants next year. He out of there. I'm okay with it. He's always injured. Yeah, so, I mean, that's what I would trade him. I mean, I love Saquon. Saquon's good when he's healthy. You know what I mean? The best ability is being availability. So the line's questionable for sure, but they're beat up too. Line's real beat up. Injuries happen, unfortunately. Their line's beat up. They've played some good defensive teams. It's getting in there. Danny Dimes looking terrible. They ain't even played Philly yet. So I have no clue what you do there. I say you trade him. I say you trade Saquon for a second or a third or a second and something, fifth, or a player, which you don't do much player to player, but you get something out of him, and then you build. You got to build. You have to build before you expect a quarterback to play well. Saquon ain't going to come out there and just dominate. You can't do that all the time. Not with no line. You get hurt. No wide receivers to put pressure. Oh, okay. So let's load the box with 8 or 9 players. And just blitz Saquon. Safety. You know what you do? You guard Saquon. You know what everyone else they do? They tackle Saquon. If a guy misses, you have the safety to guard him. I mean, it's hard. Hard for one guy to do it all. Is there any chance? I don't know if Roman is a college football fan. Here, is there any chance that the Maryland beats the Buckeyes today? Any chance? Do I have any chance of that happening this weekend? Any chance, Cody Clarkson? I know your answer, but Cody Clarkson, is there any chance that we can see an upset today after Ryan Day says, it's Ohio against the world. They hate us. It's Ohio against the world. Him and his jet black beard. No. Dennis Church says no chance. Not a college fan, just follow certain players. That's about how I am. I mean, I watch them, but I like Florida State. That's more because like my uncle Bobby loves Florida State, so I kind of like grew up like liking watching them. Man, I really just like them watching the players develop. And I mean, I love watching some of the high state players. You know what I mean? I do, but as a team, I like for them to lose every now and then. McCord is getting better. Absolutely, he's getting better, and time's going to make him better. I mean, I don't know if he's going to dominate and eventually be good, but time's going to definitely make him better. He's got weapons all around him. They need to run the football, get him comfortable. Run football, get him comfortable. Then once you feel comfortable, start throwing that thing. Start slinging that thing around. Slinging that thing around. You don't look too bad. No, they're getting better too. I mean, heck, they played some tough teams. I don't know what their schedule remaining. I know they're going to play Penn State and Michigan. That's going to be some tough games. Penn State's starting to pan out and start playing some good football. But Penn State's always mid-pack. Mid-par, I feel like. But they play Big Ten teams. Most of the Big Ten teams, they don't reach out much. Whatever. Not a big fan of the Big Ten. Not a big fan of the Big Ten most of the time. I think Michigan's pretty good. High State's pretty. I still think. I mean, I could sitting right now telling you I would think probably High State beat Michigan probably right now. Honestly, now near the end of the year, Michigan's rolling, but they're rolling Colton Tech people. I think coming out beating Notre Dame, being fired up, I think Ohio State would probably right now beat Michigan. Now by the end of the year, I don't know. Michigan could pan out and defense tighten up a little better and start playing a little better football. Man, I thought they was going to use Edwards more, but they have not been using Donovan Edwards more in Michigan. Blows my mind. Caleb Williams, 21-1, 21 touchdowns, 1 interception this year. 1,600 yards. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wowzers. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I appreciate you coming, hanging around, talking to me for a little while, an hour. Dennis Church, all Roman, Clarkson, everybody. Appreciate it. Might be on another day or so. If not Sunday, for sure. Me and Den, live, early game. Watch along. Bullshit. Hang out. Appreciate you guys. Peace out.